Hi, welcome back to Concierge CPA. I am Juliet, and today we are covering a topic that many accounting students outside the United States still learn, even though it's no longer part of modern GAAP reporting: the fund flow statement. I have received several requests to walk through this because it continues to appear in academic programs in countries like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka. And even if you are studying here in the United States, understanding the underlying logic is still valuable. Not because you'll prepare this statement in practice, but because it explains how financial resources, not just cash, move through a business over time. The fund flow statement is essentially the conceptual predecessor to today's cash flow statement. It slows the analysis down and shows how the business generated funds, how those funds were used, and why working capital changed between two reporting periods. Once you understand those relationships, interpreting a cash flow statement becomes much easier. And while we don't prepare fund flow statements under GAAP today, the analytical framework is still relevant. You'll see the same sources and uses logic in FP&A reviews, private equity models, working capital analysis, capital planning, and M&A transactions. So in this video, I will break down the concept, the structure, and a simple step-by-step example you can follow directly in Excel. The Excel is linked in the description below. So let's begin. Let's start with the basics. A fund flow statement shows how the financial resources of a business were generated and used between two balance sheet dates. In other words, it explains where funds came from and where they were applied during a period. In this context, the word funds does not mean cash. Here, funds mean working capital, which is current assets minus current liabilities. Working capital represents the funds available for day-to-day operations. So any transaction that increases or decreases working capital is treated as a movement of funds. Here's an important clarification. Working capital defines what funds are. But the fund flow statement does not only report working capital accounts, it also includes long-term financing and investing transactions, such as issuing shares, raising or repaying long-term loans, purchasing or selling fixed assets, dividend decisions, because these activities increase or decrease the working capital available to the business. A complete fund flow statement is prepared in 3 steps. 1, the schedule of changes in working capital. 2, funds from operations, which is calculated separately. And 3, fund flow statement showing sources and application of funds. These 3 pieces fit together to explain why working capital changed and how the business used its resources available to it. Why does this still matter for US students? Even though we don't use the fund flow statement in the United States reporting anymore, the underlying logic is still incredibly valuable, especially for accounting students and early career professionals. Here's why. First, it teaches cause and effect. You begin to see how one transaction creates ripples across the entire set of accounts. Second, it builds the bridge between your balance sheet and your cash flow statement. Once you understand fund flow logic, the cash flow statement becomes much easier to analyze. Third, it trains you to think in terms of sources and uses of funds. This is exactly how CFOs and financial analysts evaluate liquidity, cash burn, and financing strategy. Fourth, it sharpens your intuition. You start recognizing how increases in inventory, receivables, or other working capital items quietly tie up cash. And finally, it builds global literacy. If you work with international clients or teams, especially in India, Pakistan, or Bangladesh, you will still see this format used in coursework and internal analysis. So yes, it's old school, but it's one of the best mental frameworks for understanding how funds really move through a business. Before we jump into the example, let's quickly look at the structure of a complete fund flow statement. As we said earlier, the statement is prepared in 3 steps. Step 1, schedule of changes in working capital. Working capital means current assets minus current liabilities. So in this step, we compare each current asset and current liability between the 2 years and note what went up and what went down. So here are the rules. An increase in a current asset uses funds. A decrease in current assets is a source of funds. An increase in a current liability is a source of funds. Decrease in a current liability is a use of funds. To make it even easier, here's the full logic in one table. And this is also included in the downloadable Excel in the description below. So let's look at the change and the effect on working capital. Is it a source or a use? And why? When current assets go up, working capital go up. When working capital goes up, this is a use. Why? Because the business invested funds into assets like inventory or receivables, tying up money that could have been used elsewhere. When current assets go down, working capital goes down. This is a source of funds. Why? Because the business released funds by collecting receivables, selling inventory, or reducing other current assets. On the other hand, current liability goes up, working capital goes down. Why? Because the business is using supplier credit or short-term financing, which free up funds. When the current liability goes down, working capital goes up. And when working capital goes up, it is a use. Why is this? Because paying off short-term obligations consumes funds, increasing working capital. You might want to memorize this table. Step 2. Calculate funds from operations. Funds from operations represents the funds generated from the company's normal operating activities. In a full profit and loss statement, this number is calculated by adjusting operating profit for non-cash expenses, non-operating income, non-operating losses. For this example, we are keeping it simple, so you can follow directly in the Excel. So here are the numbers we will use. Our net profit, $13,500. To this number, we add depreciation of $3,000 because it's not a non-cash expense. We add the provision for doubtful debts, which is $1,500, which is also a non-cash expense. We will deduct interest income of $500, non-operating income, and we will also deduct other gains for $1,000, which is a non-cash income. So we calculate 13,500 plus 3,000 plus 1,500 minus 500 minus 1,000, 16,500. It's our number. So funds from operations for this example is 16,500, and this will appear as one of the major sources of funds in the final statement. Funds from operations is usually a source of funds, but if the company operated at a loss, that figure will be an application of funds. Step 3. Fund flow statement. Sources and applications of funds. Once you have the working capital movement and funds from operations, you are ready to prepare the final statement. Typical sources include issue of share capital, long-term loans raised, sale of fixed assets, decreases in working capital, funds from operations. Typical applications include purchase of fixed assets, purchase of investments, prepayment of long-term loans, payment of dividends, an increase in working capital, and finally, the totals must balance. Total sources must equal total applications. Every dollar that comes in must be used somewhere. Okay, we're ready for the example. Let's work through a full example together. This is where the fund flow statement really starts to make sense. We will walk through the numbers step by step using the same structure. Balance sheet, working capital, funds from operations, fund flow statement. If you want the downloadable Excel template I am using in this walkthrough, the link is in the description below. If you don't have it, you might want to pause the video now, download it, and then continue. Step 1. Review the balance sheets for the 2 periods. Here is our simplified 2-year balance sheet. These are the numbers we will use for the entire example. Step 2. Identify the working capital accounts. Working capital means current assets minus current liabilities. In this step, we are just going back to our balance sheet and identifying the current assets and the current liability accounts. In this example, we have 3 bank accounts, 1 accounts receivable, 1 inventory account, and 1 accounts payable account. All other accounts, fixed assets, share capital, long-term loan, are non-current and will be used later when we build the sources and applications section. Step 3. Analyze the change in working capital. Now let's see what happened to working capital between 2024 and 2025. 2024 working capital, we have total current assets, 10,000 plus 10,000 plus 12,000 equals 32,000. less accounts payable of $7,000, we have working capital for 2024 of $32,000 minus $7,000 equals $25,000. 2025 working capital. Our total current assets are $13,500 plus $13,000 plus $15,000 equals $41,500. To this, we deduct the accounts payable of $9,000. The working capital for 2025 equals $41,500 minus $9,000 equals $32,500. So the change in working capital during the 2 years is $32,500 minus $25,000 equals $7,500, an increase. So from our rules, an increase in working capital is a use of funds. We will carry this $7,500 into the final statement later. In step 4, we break that $7,500 down by account. So we see what created the change. So all of our cash combined were up $3,500. Current assets went up, it's a use of fund. Accounts receivable went up by $3,000. It's a current asset that went up, it's a use of funds. Inventory went up by $3,000. A current asset went up, it's a use of funds. Accounts payable went up by $2,000. Per the rules, an increase in current liability is a decrease in working capital, therefore a source. Current liability went up, a source of funds. Now we total it. Uses from current assets, $3,500 plus $3,000 plus $3,000 equals $9,500. Source from accounts payable, $2,000. A net increase in working capital, $9,500 minus the $2,000 equals $7,500 use. That matches the difference we calculated earlier, so our working capital schedule is complete. This $7,500 will go into the fund flow statement as an increase in working capital, an application of funds, same as a use of funds. Step 5, identify long-term sources and applications using the balance sheet changes. So first, we look at share capital. Share capital went up, an increase of $5,000. Company issued new shares is a source of funds. Then we take a look at long-term loan. Long-term loans went down by $6,000, a decrease. The company repaid a loan. This is an application of funds. Next, we look at the fixed assets. Fixed assets went up by $5,000. However, this is net. Remember, fixed assets on the balance sheet are shown after depreciation. And depreciation this year was $3,000. So actual purchases will equal the $5,000 increase. We add back the depreciation, so the actual purchase was $8,000. So purchase of fixed assets is an application of funds, a use of funds. Then we have retained earnings. It increased by $13,500. This reflects the profit for the year. We will include it in the funds from operations, not as a separate line. Step 6. We now calculate funds from operations. This shows how much the business generated from its normal operating activities after adjusting net profit for non-cash expenses and non-operating items. For this example, we will use the following simple schedule. So here is the schedule. Net profit, $13,500. To this, we add depreciation of $3,000. We add the provision for doubtful debts of $1,500. We deduct the interest income of $500, and we deduct the gain of $1,000. So our calculation is $13,500 plus $3,000 plus $1,500 minus $500 minus $1,000 equals $16,500. Funds from operations, $16,500. It is a source of funds. Step 7. Now we prepare the fund flow statement. First, we list the sources of funds. Funds from operations, $16,500. Issue of share capital, $5,000. Total sources equals $21,500. Next, we list the applications of funds, the uses. Repayment of long-term loan, $6,000. Purchase of fixed assets, $8,000. An increase in working capital of $7,500. Total applications, $21,500. This statement balances. Total sources equals $21,500, so those applications. What does this example show? This example demonstrates exactly how financial resources moved through the business. Working capital increased, the company purchased new fixed assets, it also repaid long-term debt. These applications were financed by issuing new shares and generating funds through operations. This is the core purpose of the fund flow statement, explaining how the business obtained funds and how those funds were used over the period. Now, let's talk about how the fund flow statement is different from the cash flows. So let's link it all. A cash flow statement tells you exactly what happened to cash, what came in, what went out, and whether the business can meet its obligations right now. A fund flow statement takes a wider view. It explains how financial resources were generated and deployed, with a focus on working capital and long-term finance. It looks at how the company's overall financial resources shifted, including non-cash movements like changes in receivables, inventory, or unpaid expenses, and shows how those decisions affected working capital over time. A cash flow statement is required under GAAP and IFRS. A fund flow statements aren't. They're more of an internal planning tool for understanding the long-term impact of financing, investing, and operational decisions. Think of it like this. Fund flow equals strategy, long-term financing perspective. Cash flow equals liquidity and cash management perspective. Both matter, they simply answer different questions. So let's recap. Funds in this statement means working capital. It captures both working capital movements and long-term financing and investing decisions. It's no longer used in GAAP reporting, but the analytical logic is still incredibly useful. Mastering this framework strengthens your ability to connect balance sheet movement with real financial impact. And that is all for today, so don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more accounting clarity. See you next time. Thank you for watching.